Meeting the devotees on the street, buying a book, or going to a devotee cafe, or being invited to a namhata, it's not by chance. When you meet your guru, tadvidi paripatena paripashana sevya upadekshanti teyigiram gananashtatvadarshana. That person who takes charge of you, who takes responsibility for taking you from darkness to light, from ignorance to truth, from the material world to the spiritual world, meeting your spiritual preceptor, that's a monumental, it's like a samskara. It's like, wow, it's amazing. Now I have someone to help me. I'm not alone. Prabhupada said one time, when you get back to the spiritual world, your spiritual master is waiting for you. He said this to one of my godbrothers. When you get back to the spiritual world, your spiritual master is waiting for you. He takes your hand, he leads you into the kunj, where Radha and Krishna are. He puts your hand in Krishna's hand, and he leaves you alone together for a little while. It's like a samskara, meeting your guru, meeting your friends, making friendship in Krishna consciousness. That's also a significant moment for you. Friendship in the material world is based on sense gratification. We like the same boys, we like the same girls, we like the same clothes, we like the same movies, we like the same discos. This is how friendship is made in the material world. But that type of friendship ultimately is degrading, because sense gratification, it can be degrading. But you come to this society of ISKCON, you make friends, they're real friends, because they're encouraging you. Chant Hare Krishna, study Srila Prabhupada's books, go to the temple, visit Vrindavan, go to Mayapur. That's a friend, and we need friends. A friend in need is a friend indeed, but a real friend isn't one who takes you to the bar to drink or the disco to dance or to the cricket match. Sannyasis speak strongly. A real friend is one who takes your hand and brings you closer to Krishna. The definition of auspiciousness is that which brings us closer to God. And the definition of inauspiciousness is any activity which takes us away from God. So devotees will always take you to God. Therefore Narottam said, Hari Guru Vaishnava. We need the mercy of Vaishnavas, we need the mercy of Guru, we need the mercy of God. So those are significant moments. So when I came here with Srila Prabhupada, how many years ago is that? 47 years ago. It's still very fresh in my mind. It was like a samskara. ISKCON had a farm. Is it still there? Do you still have? No. I have to go to the farm. We took long train ride from Calcutta in those days, Kolkata now. I remember it was a long train ride. And I was a young boy, maybe 23 or something, I don't know. I was very restless, looking out the window and perspiring and getting off the train, buying samosas, and But I noticed the whole time Srila Prabhupada sat in his seat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Chintamani Pakarasadamasu Kopva Viksha Laksha Viteshu Shudabhira Vipa. He was chanting the whole way. He took a little prasad. His eyes were mostly closed. I was thinking, how glorious is my spiritual master, Acharya, teaching us that every moment is so valuable. You can't buy back even 1 second of the human form of life with all the gold in the world. And what's the best way to utilize the human form of life? To be engaged in spiritual activity when you can. The whole way Prabhupada chanted. I was in awe. I tried to imitate, I fell asleep. Prabhupada said one time, In my life, I did not know what was sinful activity. And I never forgot the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. He did not know what was sinful activity. That was in British times. British introduced sense gratification in India. And he never forgot the lotus feet of Radha. He was a perfect acharya, a perfect example. So when we got here to Hyderabad, I was ready to take rest. And Prabhupada said, so, what is the preaching today? I said, what? Prabhupada, we have to go to the temple and take rest and have some... No. He said, we will go to the farm. So we drove out to the farm. How far is it? Yeah, we fought to the farm. And I don't know what it looks like today. It was just this, like a barren desert in those days. There was hardly anything. Very dry and very hot. And there was one tree. And Prabhupada sat under the tree, and the villagers came. Maybe it's developed out there now. There was nothing but villages. So Prabhupada, he just preached to the simple villagers in Hindi. So I was sitting in front of Srila Prabhupada, tired, hungry. I couldn't understand what Prabhupada was saying, but I was trying to be a loyal disciple. And Prabhupada's going on and on. Someone was translating for a little bit. Just maybe 5-10 minutes of the class, someone was translating for me. And one of the villagers said to Prabhupada, asked for questions. And the lady from the village, she said to Swamiji, what is the purpose? Why did Lord Ram come to this world? By the way, Jai Sri Ram! Jai Sri Ram! Jai Sri Ram! Hare Krishna. So, the lady asked that question, why did Ram come to this world? So I was thinking, wow, I'd read Ramayana. There's so many things that Prabhupada could say. Paritranaya saranam vinashaya duskritam dharma samstapana. Prabhupada could have, he comes to deliver his devotees, or Prabhupada could have said that he comes to annihilate the miscreants like Ravana, Kumbhakarna, or the Lord comes to reestablish Dharma. Prabhupada could have spoken for hours why Ram came, to show what is a perfect king, Raj, the perfect society. But you know what Prabhupada said? How he answered that question? Why Ram comes to this world? I couldn't believe it. Prabhupada said, oh yes, he's come to this world to show the difficulty in accepting a wife. No offense, ladies. This is what Prabhupada said. Ram came to this world for the purpose of showing how difficult it is to get married. He kind of smiled when he said it. So then Prabhupada went back to speaking. For 1 hour. It was hot. So I went to sleep. Guru Aparad. My guru speaking Hindi. All I knew was Tora. Because when I was visiting people's homes in India, they always feed me too much. So I said, how do I stop them from feeding too much? So one devotee said, you put your hands over the plate like this, and you go Tora. Tora. A little prasad. I still don't speak much Hindi. So I fell asleep. All of a sudden, I heard Prabhupada's voice. Indradyumna, why are you sleeping when I'm speaking? I thought it was a dream. The whole village is looking at me. And Prabhupada's upset. Why are you sleeping when I'm speaking? I said, oh, I got a good answer. I thought I have a good answer. I said, Srila Prabhupada, I don't speak Hindi. So Prabhupada said, it does not matter. This is Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma means transcendental sound vibration. It's not part of this world. It's the sound, it's the music, it's the bhajans, it's the knowledge that comes from Golok. Golok Prem Dan, Harinam Sen Kirtan, Kali Kali Nam Murup Krishnavatar. This knowledge this is not an Indian movement. This movement is a movement of the spiritual world. Golok has become Gokul. Mahaprabhu has come, the combined form. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahayanga. He's the combined form of Radha. Everything about this movement is spiritual, from the spiritual world. So Prabhupada said, Shabda Brahma, this is a spiritual sound, and it will act. He said, if you don't understand Hindi, you sit like this and you listen. Because Chaito Dharpana Marjanam. The sound vibration will purify the heart. Wash the heart of lust, anger and greed, the obstacles to develop a prem, love for Radha Madan Mohan. So it doesn't matter if you understand. You just keep listening. Just like medicine. If you go to the doctor, you're just a layman, you have some infection, he gives you antibiotics. Do you know what is an antibiotic? Do you know who discovered it, how they tested it, how it works within your body? We don't know. But we have faith in the doctor. And we take the antibiotics, infection goes away. So you don't have to understand everything that the Guru is saying. Like even Prabhupada said when he first met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as a young man, he didn't understand everything. Of course he did, but it's the pastime. It takes a while. So this sound vibration that we're speaking katha, Chaito Dharpana Marjana. And I never slept in the class in 47 years. I had one godbrother. Sometimes he would fall asleep speaking. He was such a hard worker. He was a manager. He was a GBC man, actually. I won't mention his name. But he was working, 18 hours a day. Sometimes he would give class, this Krishna conscious movement is spreading the Sankirtan movement. And we'd all be like, okay, just wait. And 2 minutes later, the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over. He'd sleep. One time I was sitting there and he fell over into my arms. Devotees work very hard. But my point is Shabda Brahma, sound. Transcendental sound. Vedas say by sound one becomes conditioned. And by sound one is liberated. And the supreme sound, which we should constantly be hearing, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then I remember the day of installation. Are there videos? I remember there wasn't very developed, the temple room. It was basically just concrete. When I walked in here, I said, is this the same place? Oh, so beautiful now, and nicely decorated, and wonderful devotees. There was not so many devotees at that installation. We just come back from Harinam and outside Harinam through the streets, advertising the installation. We went outside with Harinam to invite people to the installation. We was Vishnu Jan. You've heard of Vishnu Jan Maharaj. He was leading the kirtan to the streets here. We had a palanquin of deities that we were going through. I remember there were 2 big bulls, huge bulls, and they started to fight over a cow, not far from here. And they were banging and crashing and breaking the stores, and it was a big fight. And we had to run for our lives. Dayana Sringadev, Dayana Sringadev. I remember, anyway, it's not something transcendental, but now the city's so built up, but it was mostly just stalls then. So I remember the ceremony that took place here. And there was one Narasimha Mahant, one devotee, very advanced devotee, and during the ceremony he started chanting, Namaste Narasimhaya Praladada, and he went into ecstasy. And we said to Prabhupada, you see Sahaja? Prabhupada said, no, he's real Narasimha Bhakta. You leave him alone. I was impressed. I went and touched his feet. So you give me some Nrsinga Kripa. Because I just received a Nrsinga deity at my sannyas ceremony. So these are some of my memories here. Ananda Mahaprabhu, my good friend, we met years later. I came here just after taking sannyas. Yes? And I wanted to visit Nrsinga temples. Shishi Gaur Nitai ki, Madame Manji ki, Jagannath Subaladev. Should I stop? So, after taking sannyas in 1979, when you get initiated, you have to get some bakshish for your guru. So I took sannyas from and had to collect some money in Mayapur from my sannyas guru. So there was nothing in there. I walked out of the temple in Mayapur, and Mahabhuti, my godbrother, he dropped a deity of Nrsingadev. Yeah. So wow, I always wanted to worship deities. So wow, Nrsinga came to me. He's protector. Sannyasis need protection because they're traveling and preaching. So then, that evening I was sitting in front of the deity. I said, I want to know more about Nrsingadev. I said to one Pandit, where did he appear? Ahovalam. How far is Ahovalam now? 5 hours now. So I said, I'll go to Ahovalam. So I took a little bag and walked out of Mayapur, took the bus somewhere and then the train somewhere, and I came here, and I didn't know anybody at the temple. It had been some years, and then I met Prabhuji, and he said we would go together, yes, to Ahovalam. That was a samskara. I wrote a BTG article about it, actually. It became one of my first publications, my first writing. You can refer to that. We had a great time going to the different 9 temples. It was a big samskara for me, a big, deep impression. So I feel very much at home here because I came here with my spiritual master on a preaching mission, and I got chastised by him. For us, being chastised by the Guru is as good as being blessed by the Guru. It's all mercy. Just like Prabhupada said one time, my Guru Maharaj, he was always chastising us. He said, my godbrothers would complain, Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta, he's chop, 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 they'd say. Chop, 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 always chastising. So Prabhupada was a little kinder to us Westerners, but I got some chastisement here and it worked. Never slept again in the class. And I was present when Madan Mohan were installed, and I always remembered they're the tallest deities in ISKCON. Yeah, you can take pride in that. There's something unique about your Krishna. He's as tall as this guy. So beautiful, and Radharani is so beautiful. I think the other deities came later. Same time, yeah. So everyone was installed. I remember the kirtan we had. We went on for hours and hours here. There wasn't this marble. It was just some concrete. But we were in bliss. So thank you for receiving me. I kind of feel like I've come home because I had such a deep spiritual experience with my guru and my dear godbrother later on, and nice memories of going to Hovalam and coming back here. And yes, so we're going to be here for a few days. Actually, we're 5 days. And what are we here for? If you've got time, chant Hare Krishna. I brought my own harmonium. Do they like to dance here? Get ready. You think you know what is dancing. You don't know what is dancing. Right? So starting tomorrow, programs and we'll have kirtan and we'll just, usually a sannyasi travels to give association, but I feel I've come here to take association from my dear godbrother and all the brahmacharis. I don't see saffron anymore. I was, wow, saffron! 2 out of 100, Give these boys a big round of applause. Saffron. More boys. Woo! All the brahmacharis. But do remember what Narottam said, Grihaitako vanitako. Whether one's a tyagi living in the forest or one's a householder with wife and children and family, if that person has the mission of Lord Chaitanya in their heart, I take the dust of their feet. It means tyagi, brahmachari, he would take the dust of the feet, or householder. Householders are busy, with family life, but if they, in their heart, they're helping to spread the Sankirtan movement. If Gaura is in their heart, Narottam said, I take the dust of the feet of the Grihastras as well. We're actually one big family. But it is nice to see a couple boys like wearing my color, So thank you everyone. And we've been traveling all day. And I actually have to record a class. I have a lecture series for the last 4 years called The Glories of Vrindavan. It's on my YouTube channel. So every Friday there's a new subject matter about Vrindavan. And this is the only time now I have to record. So I'm going to go up and record, take a little prasad, take rest, and I'll very much look forward to seeing as many of you as possible with my team. I've got a great team here over the next few days. Shri Gaurnitai ki, Shri Madan Mohan ki, Vikanasi Bharavala Deva ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Anandamoya Prabhu ki, Jai Gaur Premanandi, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Srila Prabhupada ki
Hare Krishna. By loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So as Maharaj said, there are many Maharaj programs which Maharaj is giving in the weekend, and we request all the devotees to fully take advantage of this holy association of Maharaj.